And I'm so many things. I'm just this beautiful goddess with galactic flair here over here, just channeling the spiciness of life. And I work in a few modalities that I co-create and co-will with Source. I channel and work with Source and co-work together. And I created a modality, co-created a modality that channeled through me with that's called Akashic Source Code. And so this is the first time that I get to talk about it live, but basically working directly with Source at that level, helping to, help one to remember their original divine blueprint, and working within the Akashic space to help integrate into the lower dimensional fields and resonances. So I do all the fun stuff. I host retreats and workshops and co-host with this lovely lady over here, Erotic Spirit Podcast. So
yes.
yeah.
I'm excited for your retreats. I want to go. Retreats, Jenna.
We already have one signed up. So, or we have, there you go. But yeah, like if you guys are not subscribed to our podcast, we went live with some new episodes last week and this week after being away for a little bit. So subscribe to our channel. It's our YouTube channel. You could see us. We recorded live, and then we're on all the major platforms too, Apple and Spotify. So come find us. And then who are you, my dear?
Who am I? My name is Angela Shelby. I am a psychic and a medium. I am a spirit guide channeler. I am an energy healer practicing the quantum touch modality, which I absolutely love. But along with quantum touch, spirit guides and spirit teams of healers come through, and they give messages for your healing and how to help release the trapped stuff in your body that's causing or aggravating what's going on, your issues. Clearing blocks, clearing a lot of mental blocks and energetic blocks and traumatic blocks. I do dream interpretation. I've been doing that for over 30 years. And I also am on the Erotic Spirit Podcast, which I thoroughly enjoy. I have a spirit guide communication course coming out in the near future. It is online, self-guided, easy to understand, and made so that you can jump around and take what works for you and leave the rest. I've noticed that's how a lot of my teaching goes. I will pick up the book and then I'll be guided to the chapters I need to take in and then just move away. Sometimes it's the whole book, sometimes it's not. So
yeah.
But I am, it's a night of answering questions. Bring us your questions, friends. It is
nice. So what are we doing here? What is the intention of this space and container, if you want to share?
So we will set the space. So our space this is a safe container to ask questions about your love life, intimacy, sexuality, sensuality, spirituality, love. This is a place where I always wanted somebody to channel about this stuff. I wanted somebody to channel answers from spirit about sex, and love, and be blunt about it, not couch it in, such spiritual terms like this is heart-centered. No, we're talking about sex. You can ask questions about it. Great. And so we decided to do that. So we do answer questions about spirituality, but we will also answer questions about sexuality. We just want to make sure that there is a platform and a space to do this. So if you want to know what your spirit guides think of your sex life, ask. And if you don't want to ask online and you don't want everybody to see who you are, you just go to the Erotic Spirit website, Erotic Spirit Podcast website. Go to the top and it says Spirit Guides After Dark on the main page. You just click on that and you can type in your question. It will come to us via email, and we will address it in our next session, just depending on the queue of the questions. If there's a bunch of questions, it might be the one after that, but
Yeah.
that's what we'll do. Oh my gosh, it's getting hot. They're coming in hot and heavy.
It's getting a little hot. I love that. Yeah. So let's, I just see this space molding in this golden energy here, moving in this golden and pink energy, this space of love, and helping to co-create this container with people as you come in and out. Just, having that open curiosity, just being curious is the invitation. And then if you are open to receiving, whether that's messages, energy, healing, whatever that is, sending that telepathic yes out to the universe, as we're just kind of asking even the souls that come in after this message to allow that invitation and just be in their sovereignty. So I see this golden frequency just washing through all that is, moving through our bodies in all dimensional planes, times, universes, and just converging on this moment here, working with the heart center of the universe to mirror back any information and connection about any questions asked tonight, and allow it to come from a place of love and clarity. Beautiful. Whew, I just feel that heart space open.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Whew.
So, okay. If I do a blessing.
Yes.
Good evening. Hi, Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Beloved angels and archangels, thank you for blessing and being with us. Thank you for watching over us and protecting us. Thank you for holding this safe container. Thank you for allowing in all who need to hear our words tonight. Thank you for moving through us with ease and grace. Thank you for collecting in everyone's spirit guides who are here with us tonight. For the highest good of all, and with loving intention, we gather in love, grace, and purity of heart, clarity of mind, and a deepening of our spirit. Ooh, and so it is.
So it is. Oh, I got eyes in my eyes.
Eyes in your eyes. The Elohim are in my eyes.
They have arrived, actually.
Okay, it's time for questions. It's
All
time
right.
for questions.
Let's bump it up. Let's bump it up. And if you guys are here, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. We're gonna drop into this question and just see where we go. So the question is, what do you need to address in your love life or sexuality and love life that affects your abundance?
Ooh. Yeah. And just some background with that. So your sexuality, that part of you that is so connected to your creative energy, affects all areas of life. And this is what we found, at least this is what I found for myself. This is what I found for my clients coming to me. Their sexual trauma or their beliefs that limit their sexuality affects their abundance. So, we are asking that question tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Oh.
Felt like pulling out the cards tonight.
Yes, pulling out the cards.
That kind of moment. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, they're coming through. Yeah, I'm like, I can't, the cards, yeah. When I know I can't read, I know that, yeah, they're definitely coming through.
Go for it.
When you are in doubt of who you are, you block yourself and what you think you deserve to receive. When you are in doubt of any piece of yourself, it creates this space of undeserving. It creates this space of uncertainty in what the universe can bring to, because you're not certain of yourself. So it's very, very important to take in, accept, and love all pieces of yourself. Your sexuality is no exception. So allowing in clarity about who you are, and not just clarity, but acceptance of who you are, especially around your sexuality, because it is such a hot topic and such a hot button when it comes to the human psyche, when it comes to your culture, when it comes to what you value and hold dear. So much value is placed on your sexual self-worth, whether it's blatantly overt or it's unconscious. So when you're not clear, when you doubt yourself, you are digging holes into your self-worth, and digging holes into your self-worth sets the thermostat for your finances. It sets the thermostat for your wealth. And when I say sets the thermostat, it means when you were raised, there is a certain level of abundance or wealth you grew up with. There are certain beliefs around your abundance and your wealth that have set the tone for what you expect your abundance and wealth to be in your life. That being said, when you get older, you hold on to those beliefs, and whether you realize it or not, you sit at that thermostat. You sit at that level that you were born with, that you were raised with. It's important to look at that and assess it and look to see if you are selling yourself short when it comes to your abundance. That I felt like went all over the darn place.
I was exactly as it needed to be, and I could feel actually like a shift in whether it's just the collective energy, but in a lot in the lower chakras moving through. So so beautiful. And then I have I just kept hearing the word over as you were channeling over and over again, power. So I'm like, okay, we will get there and pull that energy in. So as that energy is just moving in here, what's coming in is about abundance and our power, and also the connection into sexuality and power, and just in general power, and that word, and of the illusion of power, and the times where one exerts their control in a situation and experiences with another that looks like power, but it's the illusion of power, because one that feels called to exerting control actually is doing that because of their own lack of control and their feeling and mindset of their lack of power, which they do not have. It is just that mindset of that feeling of that lack of power. And when you are in that space of lack, and when you learn that through experiences, whether that's trauma, whatever other type of sexual experiences that may arise, that's one that is that keeps in oneself, that say that sometimes power is taken away in experiences, and power cannot be taken away. And if we're in that mindset of that lack of power, one cannot attract the power of full prosperous abundance, that frequency when we're in that full power. So moving through those, and I just see all these clearings happening here too, and related to power and any mindsets with lack of power, just clearing out here, and the connection into our power, remembering that connection into source, remembering that we are the reflection, divine reflection of source and power and creation and all that is. And that is just filtering through the collective now. It's just getting really hot in here. Just feeling that energy move through us as a collective as we stand and remember our power, so that we call in and remember that same frequency of power in all areas of abundance, money, health, love, and all that is. Yeah. Whew. That's what I got.
So now that that's come through, they're talking about the cards and what came up in the cards. Ooh. So the first one is spending time alone in nature and meditating about your desires. And what's coming up with that is what's coming up with that in this overall message, and it will tie into further ones. It is about being gentle and kind with ourselves as we are dealing with these I want to say hot button issues, especially when it comes to sexuality, because especially in our culture, it ties up into how we look. It ties up into our age, how young we are, how virile we are. So many little things that we pull apart at ourselves with that eat at us. It's about sitting in compassion with those things and really looking at them and paying attention to them instead of unconsciously running with them. So I take it, if you're feeling bad about something or feeling bad about yourself in the moment, or you just can't figure out why, stop and look at what you're thinking, because there's something running in there in that moment that needs to be paid attention to. And then this is the awesome part. I am leading you toward the answer to your prayers. So this nastiness that we usually turn our backs on, or we feed because we think we should, because that's what we were taught, that, the voices that tell us we're not enough, we shouldn't want what we want. Those are money. They are leading us toward the answer to our prayers. Those broken pieces, when we sit down and let them be seen, heard, and felt, if we do it with compassion and with caution. Caution is all about looking deeper into the situation before proceeding further, looking at it with compassion, with a lightness of heart, with humor. If you can look at it with humor, those things are usually covering our true desires. They're hooks into our pain, into our true desires of what we really want. So we follow them, and it brings us to the end of a cycle. And it takes us into starting new things. It's a good time to start new beginnings. But this is the kicker. Like, if I don't pay attention to those things, which, even knowing what I know, I have my moments, because I'm just like, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at it. It's been sitting on that shelf for that long, and maybe I'll pick another day. I just don't want to look at that emotional BS right now. It sits there, and it's potential. It's untapped potential. So when I dive into it like this, when I look at it with that compassion, when I am truly honest with myself about what it's telling me and what my desires are, because usually those things are telling us kind of the opposite of what we want. I want to be enough. That means I want enough. And it's usually telling us we're not. Let me you're trying to come through with something. When we ignore those pieces of our pain, we just stay the same. It's in diving into those pieces and loving them forth and accepting them that brings us out of the end of those cycles, instead of just being on the hamster wheel. So it's like, instead of running away from the pain, it's lean into the pain. Lean
Yes.
into it. And it's the way out. Leaning into it is the way out.
Yes. Oof.
That was the long way around. There was a lot there.
I love that. I love that. And I'll just drop in a note here and a reminder. If you guys have any questions, drop in your questions into the chat there. And if not, we'll just keep going with some of the things that are coming in here. And I wanted a note here on the compassion piece that you said a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you said it. And the way that Spirit moves through me with this understanding is this aspect of that compassion, which helps soften oneself, whether that's actually like for me, I actually visualize my body softening when I actually give myself compassion. Because a lot of times we can get frustrated at ourselves if like a cycle comes back around again and it's I'm on this loop again. And so the compassion piece and the softening piece, I have found for me personally helps break out of survival loops, because the body it's when it's in this survival loop and this pattern and fight or flight, it's any of that excess charge just amplifies it. So a moment to pause and compassion and breathing really allows us to, right, with what you were talking about, how do we become aware of the unconscious? We have to break the loops and patterns. And so that's just one of the tools that I use to soften in, to not hit it with a hammer and be like, okay, what is it that I'm not seeing? It's like, so give myself grace. That's okay. That happened and that I did that again. And okay, I love myself through it, which is not always easy, but just pausing, right?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. Like, no question. Like, love is always the answer. I get this so much. It's funny. I'll be praying about something I want, or, we all have our bad moments. I'm like, oh, this is going on. I don't know what to do. And so many times it's like, they're just quiet and going, hey, you know the answer. What's the answer? Love is always the answer. Where do I need to apply my love in this situation?
Yeah.
Toward myself, toward others. It's usually toward myself first and then toward other people. It's like putting it inward, it overflows, and then it goes outward.
Yeah.
So this is something else that popped in. So often we talk about trauma so much because that's usually what's blocking people from their abundance. But we know people who are sexually healthy. They're in touch with themselves. They are comfortable with themselves. They know who they are. And let's talk about I pulled cards asking, so we've looked at it from a place of trauma. Let's look at it from a place of when you're in alignment. How does that affect your abundance? Like, what does that look like? What does it help? Because again, I'm curious about spirit too. I'm like, what came in is when we are in alignment with our sexuality. And when I say alignment, it just means we're freaking comfortable with ourselves. It could be you are someone who has embraced chastity and celibacy and love it dearly. That is your sexuality. That's as valid as any other, as long as you are comfortable with it. It is brings you peace in the center of your being. As long as you are comfortable with that piece of yourself. It's interesting. The first card is patience. Ooh, and that's going to chill up my spine. So doing that cultivates patience. It cultivates slowing down, and that patience brings us into alignment with ourselves, because we actually slow down to be with ourselves, to give ourselves the grace to be who and what we are. And this one, to make the decision which way brings you closer to your life purpose and what takes it away. That slowing down when we are in acceptance of ourselves and that patience, that is the gold of hearing. That is the gold of hearing the soul, man. Just knowing, like, oh, this will bring me closer to my soul's purpose.
Yeah.
I've accepted myself, and it's made me slow down and take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And self-care. So this is the children in heaven and earth are being taken care of card. This often comes up, and it's meaning taking care of ourselves, treating ourselves like, the child that we are, treating ourselves like we wish other people would treat us, and being cared for by the abundance of the universe. This card comes up in so many readings about abundance because it's the universe's way of saying, you are my child and I am taking care of you.
Yes.
It's just remembering it.
Mm-hmm.
So accepting our sexuality brings us into alignment with that knowing. And we all have it. It's that knowing that we are cared for and loved. And you are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to help and counsel others. So being in alignment with that sexual self, it brings us into alignment with our soul's purpose, who and what we are. And that brings us into alignment with abundance. I find it interesting. This is a question about abundance, and yet it keeps talking about soul's purpose, self-love, compassion. Like we are talking about abundance. And when I think abundance, the first thing that comes to mind is money and material wealth.
Yeah.
But all of these things, it's promoting all of these things that we have been taught not to associate with material wealth, but it's saying this is what your abundance comes from.
Yes. Yes. I feel that.
Ooh.
Feel that. Ooh.
When I shiver, it's just energy coming through. That's what that is. When I'm saying, it just makes
sing lightning rod.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that. I love that. And I have a layer coming in here, a perspective on when sexuality is in alignment, right? And whatever that means. As Angela had said before, and this connection point into, right, alignment is freedom, and alignment is freedom in many ways. And a lot of it, the big main message coming in is freedom of the mind. So if I'm not spinning in mental energy of I need to do that, or this is what I should do, or I'm ashamed about this, and I'm truly in operating in that core frequency of alignment and freedom, what it connects with in abundance is a pure co-creation alignment with source, and all that is in ourselves. And it happens instantly because there's no mental energy postponing my actions. There's no mental energy in the way of that true frequency that I feel in that freedom, that I feel truly abundant and in alignment with my sexuality, which is just abundance. And being in that frequency there, that mirrors out instantly and really moves into our flow with our actions. Like our actions move swiftly and our opportunities move just as swiftly with that freedom energy, with that creation energy. And creation energy is instant. It is not, it is there. It is something that always exists. It is how we are using that creation energy. So are we using it and spending our mental energy and time around, am I worthy? I don't think I should do this and that. Or again, being in that space of freedom and flow and infinite possibilities flow in with our abundance when we tune into that and we tap into that powerful, limitless library of creation there. Yeah. Yes.
I love how you brought up the freedom. I'm getting the message to recap because we have covered some serious ground and we did it.
Good, you recap.
Yes. So how we feel about ourselves at core levels affects all areas of our life. So if we feel shame in who we are, which because of the taboo topic that it has become,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shame sits around sexuality. So it's like having an anchor that sits in the bottom of your boat, dragging you down. And it translates over to all areas of life. So you feel shame in your sexuality. It translates to your career. It translates to your friendships. It translates to everything, whether you realize it or not. And the same thing, when you are accepting of yourself, it translates to all areas of your life. It allows in freedom. It allows in abundance.
Yeah.
It allows in spirit and inspiration. That is something that I forget about often to mention. Abundance is knowing that you deserve what life is bringing you, and knowing you deserve it means life can bring it to you. And inspiration, spirit coming in, that's what inspiration literally means, is ideas, information, love, all of those things. So that is the Cliff Notes version of just that whole trail we went on.
It's a good Cliff Notes.
Yes. Ooh. Okay. So again, they're coming in hot and heavy tonight. Do you mind if I move on and talk about something? Because they're wanting me to talk about it.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
What you got?
So they are talking about when it comes to opening up your heart, especially after you have been hurt in life. This often comes up in romantic relationships. That's what our show here, our session is geared toward. But no, they're like, no, we want to talk about romantic relationships. They want to talk about betrayal in particular, and broken marriages, broken deep bonds, and the importance of one of the main things about recovering from those bonds. They keep saying, opening up the heart. You need to open up your heart again, which someone who has gone through that, I've had my moments where I'm just like flipping the bird at the sky going, whatever, you're out of your mind. Or my heart is open. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Potty words, potty words, potty words. I got this download of information. I always thought of heart opening as in allowing people in, allowing trusting again, allowing people to come into my life and into my space. I have since learned it is equally, if not more, about sharing who I am, sharing what goes on inside myself, sharing what I love, sharing what I think. I'm telling you right now, anyone who has been betrayed or hurt deeply, you want to go into a hole and pull it in behind you.
Yeah.
You want to cocoon yourself, and you get very, very careful about who and what you share, what you share and who you share it with. It is incredibly important, the information coming through. Ooh, we'll just let it come through. It's incredibly important to remember that what goes up must come down. What comes in must also go out. So many times after you have been hurt, you think it is important that you must allow people in again. We want to instruct you and let you know the most important thing you can do is open up your heart and allow the abundant, unlimited, precious, and ever-flowing love that you are to move outside of yourself and out into the world. When you allow that to happen, when you share of your authentic self, whether it's attached to your romantic life or not, whether it's attached to your sexuality or not, when you do that, that is your safety. That is your honesty. That is your authentic self coming through. And you cannot help but attract those who vibrate with your most authentic self, your frequency of who and exactly what you are. So when you open up your heart, you don't have to worry about who you let in. You just have to listen to that authentic piece of self and allow it to be your safety. And shine who you are out into the world without apology, without demand, with deepest patience, compassion, and slowness. Be the striptease for yourself in your own life. Peel back your layers with sensuality, slowness, grace, deepest love, fun, and enchantment. Ooh.
I like that at the end, playing with the words strip tease.
Yeah, that's funny. I was just yeah. It was a funny image. They showed me like me or a woman like in a robe like this, but smiling over my shoulder and be like, but doing it for myself, as in my life, going, oh, I didn't know my shoulder was like that, or I'm going to peel off this layer of myself and gently show my grace to the world. And gently peeling off those layers and showing ourselves to the world. And I like that piece that they said, that whole striptease metaphor. It's not about just blah, showing all of ourselves at once. It's with grace. Just show a piece at a time. It doesn't have to be the full Monty. It's a piece at a time. A piece here, a piece there, where we are comfortable with, but just to keep going. Don't hole up inside. Don't close down.
Absolutely.
Oh, that feels easier. That feels easier than I must trust and allow someone in. It's like, no, I just have to allow my authentic self to flow out.
Yes. I love that. I love that. That's so beautiful. And there's other piece here, this other layer coming in. It's interesting when you were talking to, I was seeing like these golden strands just in the field of the universe and this connection to our heart. And I was hearing the words receiving kind of flow through every now and then, and the importance of the connection in receiving and our heart space. And receiving does not mean necessarily like an energy exchange from another person, but it's just the receiving of even understanding ourselves, like receiving that part of ourselves, embodying that. And that's where these gold strands move back and forth as this energy exchange between our heart space and the universe. And I'm not even seeing a visual of any people in it. It is just this space of even receiving that love back from the universe that is always there, and it's feeling worthy, knowing that we are worthy, and embodying that feeling of worthiness and that connection into our heart space and love, and fully receiving that. Because if we fully are receiving ourselves, then we fully eventually can we can remember how to open up our hearts to receive another. If we're not fully receiving all that we have to offer, the perception of what someone else fully has to offer will be limited in its capacity. And it's not limited because that's what they're offering. It's limited in our perception of it. So when we raise our perception, our understanding of receiving being that limitless, then we can be in that full energy exchange of that receiving from another person or a partner. And this can be friend, this can be family, this can be partner. And that energy exchange of giving and receiving flows effortlessly in that space. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly.
Receiving, baby.
Receiving, baby. That is a skill. Receiving is a skill.
Yeah, it's practice.
It is practice. Receiving with grace is a skill. Like just like patience is a skill. It's one of those
Mhm.
divine feminine graces.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel
Ooh.
like somebody's finally turned the fire hydrant down. You can like pick the next question now. Record is
Yes.
mute.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so we have this question here, and feel free, guys, send in any chats you got there, any questions that you have. And the question that we have here is, what do you need to know about your love life at this time? So we can start with, here we have a couple parts: self, partner, soul, purpose. So we can start with self. What is it do we need to know about our love life with self at this
Yes.
time?
This came through a spirit today for us.
Mhm.
What it was
Yes.
asked, what tell them what they need to know about their love life. And when love life, it showed three different prongs: self, with
Mhm.
partner, and then with soul's purpose. So that made me look at love life differently. That's like a more holistic, comprehensive love life. So you go first, Jenna. What are you getting about self? Love of self. What
Yeah.
messages?
Love of self. What is coming in about love of self, baby? Oh man. Well, there's definitely some deep transmissions coming in. I just feel this. Oh, I feel this love just bursting through the heart. And that it's so, when I'm thinking about self, it's so limitless. And it's so abundant and free and flowing. And when we operate from that space, I just see the connection points of the universe and these lines connected into all that is this unity consciousness. So we're really starting to step into this oneness of all that is, and understanding the knowledge of that universe and the creation, and that flows through us, that energy. And I'm here, I keep hearing creation and creation. And when we truly are in that space of love, we're tuning into those true spaces and the codes and how we can create from that space, and what kind of space and world that we can truly create when we're operating from that love. And what I'm also hearing is, I'm hearing kind of the reverse side of that, or when we are limiting ourselves in our day-to-day on what self-love looks like. And I'm seeing, what self-love could look like. Could be, there are certain nutritional things that I do that feels good one day, and the next day, if it's not, that's fine. But tune into that intuitively. And when we're not in that space and we're operating more from fear and survival, we are create that is the reality that we create and live in. So it continues to perpetuate and cycle. And it's important. I'm getting like, these are the things that I do every day to love myself, in case we are reprogramming ourselves on what that looks like, because that's okay in the process, to remember that we are infinite beings of creation and love. It's okay to remind ourselves and make that list, but also re-review that list, to incorporate new things, so that we can actually rewire our system into the safety of how love feels when we embody that truly. Yeah, that's what I got. It just dropped out. That's what I got.
I love how we ask these questions that are very personal, like very on a very human level, like self-love, love of self, very personal.
Mhm.
And then spirit answers with these broad, sweeping cosmic answers.
Mm.
So when that happens, like you went right into talking about, creator flowing through you, like you are plugged into the, what is it? The power of the entire universe.
Mm.
And understanding that for me, what that translates to is those messages coming through when we ask about something as simple as self-love. It's powerful. It opens us up to power, the power
Yeah.
of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a big answer. And you were talking about being in survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
Survival mode and self-love, my experience has been, generally do not go together, because survival mode means we're usually operating in fear, or we are operating under the expectations of someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And other people's expectations are, no matter how well intentioned, are not kind to us.
Mm-hmm.
They're not ours.
Yeah.
They don't belong to us.
Mm-hmm.
Often I understand where they come from, and they teach us how to live with people.
Yeah.
Teach us how to be a part of this world. It's needed, but then there comes this point where it's like the great yard sale of life, where you look within yourself and go, damn, it's crowded in here. So what do I want to keep? And what do I need to get rid of? Because this is not comfortable. This is
Yes.
too much. And
Yes.
then that's when we sit down with this is where we adult ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down and go, I need to keep this. This needs to go. That is one of the biggest things with self-love.
Mm-hmm.
When I tuned in on this question right now, they showed me a picture. Spirit often talks to me in pictures. The impression I got, it showed me this plant sitting in soil, and it was so dried out and barren, like the soil was cracking away from it because the land was so dry. And the plant growing out of it reminded me of the plant from the Little Shop of Horrors with the mouth and horns, and just tough and prickly and spiny. And it was the translation of when we are not watering ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
we become vicious to other people. We become spiny to other people. We can become predators and not know it. Oh, yeah, that was a big deal. That just like a lightning bolt right there. With intention or without, if we are not watering ourselves, not only do we have nothing to give anybody else, we can actually be harmful to the rest of the world. Nobody can get near us.
Mm-hmm.
We become our own worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
That was the image and the information that came in with it just now.
Yeah.
And now we get this image. I want to ask about the opposite. And the message coming through is self-love is the natural state of the world. It is the natural state of the universe. When you are self-loving, and we want to clarify here, self-loving does not mean it is necessary for you to take away from anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Self-love can happen sitting in a quiet room with no other material thing around you, and simply turning your attention to yourself in authenticity, in alignment. And what we mean by alignment is sitting and just sitting with oneself and accepting whatever is going on within the self in that moment, and just being with it. Do not judge it. Just observe what you are feeling, what you are thinking, and watch it. Watch it go by like a movie or clouds in the sky. That is being in the moment, which puts you into alignment with the universe, with the flow of all that is. That sounds like such a big concept. We would like you to understand this is not a big concept.
Mm-hmm.
This is the natural state of who you are. This is the water in which the fish that you are is meant to swim. This is the environment in which you were made to live. So when you are in that space, when you give yourself that moment to be with yourself, like that is self-love. And being in that moment hydrates you. It pulls in the love of the universe. Think of it like being in a plant. It's like you are sitting your roots down in the water to soak up much needed strength, energy, love, hope, guidance, wisdom, help.
Mm.
When you are in that place, you are a benefit to yourself, you are a benefit to the rest of the world. And it required nothing. You took nothing from anyone. No one else suffered because you took a moment to be in alignment.
Mm.
So many of you equate self-love with selfishness, with moral decay, with trampling over others, with trampling over systems that take care of yourself and your world. That is a falsehood. True love, which is directed itself, it is regarding oneself with as much love as you would give to another.
Mm.
It is giving yourself the benefit of the doubt. It is treating yourself like the child that you are. You are a perfect and holy child of creation, each and every one of you. And you are deserving of the love and the respect that that entails. Giving yourself that is what self-love is.
Mm. And so it is.
And so it is.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, my ears ringing with that one.
I feel like tonight, like the preacher on the soapbox on the corner. Like it is coming through so hard and so fast and with such oomph.
Yes.
Tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just, man, I
Yeah.
love them. They're on one tonight. I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's the nature of reality and flow. The truth is that we can spin around in these old voices for decades, and people have. And, I was one of them, right? So not excluding myself. And then the way that we can truly operate is we receive exactly what it is that we need to and move into that swiftly, right? Just as swiftly as the messages are coming in, because the energy is supporting it, because the collective is shifting quickly. And as we're raising in vibration, the energy just keeps supporting it. It's like they're showing a cycle between the universes and us and our planet. And we just are ever expanding with both of it. And so we don't need to sit in the old anymore. We don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now is our time.
Now is our time. I love that you said that. We don't need to sit in the old anymore.
Mm.
That's been coming through for clients. Like,
of course it has.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. They're calling me with certain questions. And of course, I know your process. We all tune in before we sit down with someone. Like we are talking to their team before we even step up to the plate.
Yes.
And like the messages coming through for them, like have no bearing on their questions at that moment. At least this is a trend I've noticed lately. And it's because the stuff they're talking about is old stuff they've raked over for so long. And their guides are just like, we are not even looking there. We are looking here. And their guides are coming through and showing me this picture and this energy and this love of where they are headed, of where they're going, of where they're like, no, you don't understand. Like you're headed for the French Riviera. You need to like get out of the slums right now. Like stop looking back there. It's like, no, up here, we have this for you. We have this to show you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I love that, because when you tune into really that energy and what helps, and we have different kinds of sessions, me and you, and do different things and all similar stuff. But like when you tune into this truth of the future frequency of where we're going, that helps one, shift in consciousness and shift those old belief patterns, because like, oh, you see it, like this beauty and this, all the stuff that I didn't feel I was deserving of, but like you're seeing it because that's truth. That's the true energy and alignment and where we are going. So it just like, it clears out the old, it doesn't bypass this, or like goes past the ego, because the ego's like, this is what I want to know. And it is clearing out the old by programming with like the true abundance that is already, it's already in the field. It's just asking for us to just pinch it down, or is like trying to pinch it with my just pinch it down.
Yes.
A little pinch.
It reminds me of the Jedi, like use your powers for good instead of evil,
Yeah.
When it's like, it's just, we don't realize how powerful we are.
Yeah.
So wherever we're shining the light of that attention, if it's in the past, then it's like, it's like you said, it's like sitting in the gunk. You said that, didn't you?
Yeah. Who knows?
I swear you just said that.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember what I just said, to be honest. But beautiful stuff here. We are really coming at time here. We did have a question that popped in.
Okay.
Okay. So let me, how are you doing on time?
I'm doing fine on time. And I still feel like I'm plugged up to
I know.
Into a lightning strike right now. So
yeah, I feel like I just got really hot too. So I just like to tune into my energy and it feels good. So I do me some self-care and love. So let's see here. We're gonna pull up this here. And
this is I'm getting information.
There's also part in the podcast episode. So this is coming from my other account that's hooked in. Follow Erotic Spirit Podcast. If you are not subscribed to that YouTube channel as well, there's an episode that came out on on energy and our attraction, or in our sexual energy there. So tune into that, but we'll see what comes in. But I like to promote our podcast in our episode. That was pretty badass that came out.
Yeah.
So, but we'll tune in here to your specific energy.
And I'm just going to read the question for those who are just listening and not watching. I'm a 57-year-old male, and for a while now, I only find myself attracted to older men and women. Is this a spiritual thing or just internal changes? Ooh. So do you want to go, or do you want me to go first?
You go. You're about to say something.
Okay. Yeah. Hard and fast here. So the message that I have coming through is this is an internal change for you. And it's an internal change of not just, when I say internal change, they're showing me like your spirit. Like you are rolling along with this energy and you are expanding. So your energy is expanding. Your body is changing, whether you're realizing it or not. Mm-hmm. It's changing how you perceive not only yourself, but the world around you. And you are understanding your connection to the world around you better. And you are being attracted to older souls because your alignment with the wisdom that they have to offer and share is where your frequency is. That's the word I'm looking for. It's where your frequency is. Mm-hmm. And you are just connecting more. I don't know if you've always been attracted to men and women, but I just feel they just keep showing me like you're just expanding out in waves, like dropping a rock in a pond, but your waves just keep getting bigger and you are changing. And what you're being attracted to is changing. Mm-hmm. And they are saying this with like deepest love and kudos. They're like total thumbs up, like keep going, like you're rocking it. Yeah. Keep rolling with those true desires. And they're saying you roll with the changes really well. Even if you have to take a minute and hold still and be like, wait a second, I don't know about this. I got to sit with this for a while. You always do. And they're showing that you don't hesitate. You may have to sit with it for a while and like really get right with it and make sure like, yes, but you are stepping forward and rolling with it. And they're like, thumbs up, keep going. Big kudos.
Yeah. Yes. I love that. And oh yeah, was that, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Everything is like from the third eye and above is like tingling, tickling, pressure. And when I first started tuning in, my third eye had so much pressure in it. A little bit of okay, there's some clearing happening, but right now just into your alignment. But there's an expansion of your consciousness that has been evolving throughout your spiritual journey. And now you're in a space where it's not about age or gender. It is purely about your connection. And that attraction comes from connection, right? True depth. And I mean, there can be attraction in looks and such, but there's a subtle energy that you are in tune with, that you are aware of, that you pick up on already just by connecting with people. And the deeper you go, the more that you find that you're or what I'm hearing is that the deeper that you can go with it, the more that you can find all types of spices and flavors out there in the sea that are just giving limitless abundance and opportunity for you to experience, if is an invitation, if you should so choose to. And you're operating from, even though I feel the pressure from the third eye is connected to the heart. So operating from that heart space is just flow of the energy. It's like whatever it was way back, it's like it's flowing in that true unity, consciousness, and love with yourself and your connection to yourself. So the deeper you continue to connect with yourself, you may find more perspective shifts and more things opening up for you. So it's really beautiful, actually. Beautiful way to be and live and flow. So yeah, that's what I got, because it's tingling all over the head and I love it. I love it. And thank you there for sending us your question. I just drop it in that. Cool. Cool. So how about you want to share some of your stuff where people can find you? I just dropped up your.
Yeah. So this Saturday, I'm going to be at Your Cosmic Connection with my friend Amy. We are doing the medium lights. And that is platform mediumship. Basically, it's like this, but in person on all subjects. And we do readings. It's just whatever your guides come in with. And it usually comes in like this. It's like gushing from a fire hydrant. They usually come in hard and fast, but that will be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Your Cosmic Connection in Peoria. You can look it up online. It's right there. But it's also on my events page on my website, which is www.angelashelby.com. All the information's on there under events. And yeah, you can book a reading if you want. You can do all sorts of stuff on there. There's a lot of information on there too. It's a great place to just go and get information.
Yes. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And For me, you can hop in onto myawakeningwithin.com. You can book personal one-on-one sessions if you're feeling stagnant energy. I do what's called Akashic Source Code sessions, and we tune into the root of where things are believed. And we when I say we, working with source and yourself to help release anything that's being held onto, so that we can step into our true aligned selves and remember that. So you can do one-on-one sessions, and feel free to check out my events. I got lots of events going on in the Arizona area and California, workshops. I have retreat that is live and online, and you can read more about that in July. And I have one that is going live on my website very shortly. That will be in July, and we're going to Mount Shasta. So, so promoting those, and we're having fun. So, wanted to drop in one last time our website. Together, Angela and I have the podcast, the Erotic Spirit Podcast. So tune into that on all major platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to watch us. And you can go onto our website, eroticspiritpodcast.com. If you have questions that you want to ask anonymously, go to Spirit Guides After Dark, submit your question there. We got, the questions, and we get to ask them anonymously. We get to post them up, and you can watch them live, and depending on what's in the queue on following shows. So yeah, and then we got some fun stuff coming up. So lots of episodes that are going live, and tune into all that beautiful stuff.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
It's
a lot of fun.
It's a lot.
We like to help people.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in today. It was so much fun, and we do this every Thursday. So we'll see you next week.